welcome everybody out to the Death Battle Cast, a show where we talk about people fighting to the death, and then we make fun of each other until we eventually spiral into total madness.
Pretty good intro. Yeah, that's
pretty
a good
much
summary.
pretty much what we do here.
Yep.
I'm Ben. I play Wiz on the show Death Battle. Over here to my right, we got the rest of the crew. Sam.
Yeah, I'm Sam. You can see my name there. That's all you need to know.
It's still in all caps, I see.
He's never.
How? Yeah, I know he didn't fix it.
I know.
How's having gloves there, Torian? Nice.
I'm Torian. I'm the 3D animator for Death Battle, and I'm half mocap right now.
He's half mocap.
This outfit makes me
as far as they
look-
know, you're full mocap.
Yeah.
You could have mocap pants on. They don't know.
Yeah, no, I didn't feel like taking my pants off again.
If I had a nickel.
Fair enough.
Hey, I'm Chad. I play Boomstick and write funny things at times. Sam, I'm going to introduce him every show apparently, but Sam writes for
Don't
Death Battle. He
care.
also writes Desk of Death Battle.
Yep.
God, every time he's
you
never
don't
going to do
care?
it.
That's another point.
Just in
I'm
case,
just here
maybe
to talk
someone was
about stuff.
curious. You know, it's just like, who is that guy?
I like the mystique.
These gloves
But that's the
look
purpose
really
of the
bright.
show, is to
Mystique.
peel back the mystique
Chad,
and give them an
mystique.
inside look into the
I
process.
want to be a blue lady.
You
That's,
know,
that's an X-Men joke right there. See? Nerd
and just
culture.
adapt to all situations.
Yeah, like I am right now.
Like my arms.
like Torian's weird interpretive hand
This
dance.
outfit makes me look at that, way more in shape than I am.
You look like a 90s action hero.
Like an action figure,
Like an action
kinda?
figure,
Yeah.
yes,
With
like-
the different. I mean, that's the point of it, though. The suit separates the
Yeah.
limbs so
Yeah.
that the computer can tell where his arms are.
You want
and
to
things like
animate animal cap? You gotta look like this.
Is that from
Stop,
all your
Torian, you're gonna
aggressive
blow a vein.
typing and tweaking and stuff?
Get you an animator who can do both.
He's actually set his mouse onto like a 20-pound spring, so he's like,
Hey, get your heart out, Kruby.
Hey, give it one solid pose, like, give it one freeze, like, don't move too much, just give a good pose.
Wait, what do you want me to do?
That's
flex.
Give me that.
good. You can see it in the reflection. No, I was hoping that because they're such bright colors, somebody could Photoshop your arms as Jax.
Oh yeah.
We'll see.
Do it
Someone
again.
even
I know, I
feels
just
like.
moved it out the way. Go back to the other shot. Yeah, Jack's arm. That'd be great.
Perfect.
look him up with some
Blue
robo
screen it
arms.
on. It's easy as that.
Yeah, perfect.
I think you could just
Alright.
copy paste them over, like just it'd be way simpler.
I mean, you could just
Probably.
do that to anything, though. Like,
Yeah.
you could do that to me right now.
yeah, exactly.
So I'm back. I was sick last week. I'm currently recovering from a horrible combination
Yeah.
of the flu and a stomach virus. It was terrible.
They call it the flummock
And
virus.
Yeah.
I'm only here because Nick is sick this week.
Yeah, guess who
Yeah.
gave it to him?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't here last week.
No, you came in on Monday.
You don't
we did
take the
we did
germs
the script
home,
revision,
though. You
and then
leave
Nick
some.
went home sick the next day.
Yeah.
That is true.
You leave some germs though.
I
Like
was sick last week. I'm no longer contagious. Like,
Ben played
contagion
bringer
was-
See, I
singer.
can't deal with any more of these colds, man. They run
I mean,
rampant
it's
around
the
these
month.
parts.
It's I guess last month. I'm always sick November.
It's very
like
true.
It just happens to me. When I was a kid, I had terrible immune system. It was like at 14% or something like that at one point. It was
Wow.
awful.
You get percentages on your immune system?
Yeah.
They hitting you up with your stat
yeah,
sheet?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
when he
I
said
haven't
that.
got one of these.
You
I need
remember
a
on the
stat
back
sheet.
of Marvel comic cards, they'd have like the power level bars. Like I feel like we should have a Ben Singer card, and you flip it over, and it's like
That immune's that weak.
weak to
Immune's weak.
lactose, and
Yeah.
then like 15% immune.
It is.
whoa.
That
Somebody's
is
just gonna
exactly what they do. You go into an allergist and they will like grade your immune system and like your specific allergies and stuff.
I've never been to one of those. Should do it one day.
I've been to an allergist. Like,
Yeah, you had the.
I used to go in when I was in middle school. I used to go in 3 times a week for allergy shots, one
Wow.
shot in each arm.
Wow.
It was really bad for me
Wow.
when I was younger. I'm much
Jeez.
better now, but clearly not all the way better because I was out last week.
So again, welcome to the Deathly Ill Bencast. That's
Yeah.
what the DBC stands for. It's where you learn
DBC.
more than you need to about
Someone
Ben's
just-
body.
Yep.
someone just takes you out with a common cold and they just hate you. Let me
They
get
could.
rid of Ben. Common cold, and you're like, I gotta go.
I mean, people
can't
used to
do
joke
it.
around when I was in high school, like the way if you wanted to assassinate teenage Ben, just slip a little bit of milk in my drink.
Yeah.
Like I
Man.
was like deathly allergic to dairy.
Dude, you never would have survived like back in the day.
Oh no!
Like,
Thank God
Yeah.
for the 21st century.
like Ben versus Darwin, he would kick your ass, man.
No, I mean now I'm all right, but back when I was younger, oh my God.
Now it
whole
just comes in
elaborate
waves.
plan.
But hey
Just slip
guys,
some milk.
Oh,
Hey.
hi.
this is the Death Battle cast, so let's talk about Death Battle.
Yeah, let's do that.
We got you mean the community battle?
Well, there was a community battle. Okay, what did I miss? What was the community battle last week?
It was Gordon Ramsay versus Guy Fieri.
Yep. For some reason, I thought it was Chris Redfield versus Jesus.
Listen,
No,
you are
Gordon
here.
Ramsay is the
You don't
victor.
know how
We
that
already
can-
know it.
Well,
'cause
the
Guy
last
Fieri's
time
a
I
piece
was
of
on
shit.
this show, Chad, you were making a big deal about like, oh, let's make it about popular characters that everybody recognizes, blah, 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 blah. Guy Fieri?
Yeah, they're on
and
TV
Gordon
like every
Ramsay?
fucking day. They're pretty goddamn popular.
We got some participants, and
I bet
I
you
mean,
did
they're popular. Yeah, I just never expected a versus match.
Yeah, I
to
bet
come
you
out. I mean,
fucking-
that's great. I love it. I love
Gordon
it.
Ramsay's probably got more Twitter followers than, I don't know,
All of us
like
combined?
Miss Marvel or something, or shit, probably Superman.
I love it. So, do we just want to get into
Yeah,
that? Let's do it. Let's
yeah.
get the community answers.
I don't know what we're getting into. Gordon Ramsay's gonna slaughter this guy.
All right.
Yeah,
A shiny
see?
Pikachu. Gordon Ramsay, without a doubt. He's more fit, has had a sporting career, and actually has a black belt. Okay.
Yeah.
Sold
Yeah,
it.
Gordon
We're
Ramsay's
over.
like, outside of cooking and stuff, he does everything. Like,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah, he's pretty.
Yeah, it
adventurous.
was between being a chef or a restaurateur and a professional soccer player. So yeah, I mean, it's not like he hasn't done sportly things.
Hey, no wonder he's so confident in being an asshole. By the way, guys, we haven't got shock mounts for these mic shits
Oh,
every
yeah.
time you tap the table.
He was
Yeah.
doing it, so I started.
Um,
We were
what?
getting a beat going.
Stop! Seriously.
That's not annoying.
Yeah, so no wonder he can be such a dick to people in like the kitchens and stuff, because it's just like, what are you gonna do? Fight me? I have a black belt.
That's what I
Kind
do.
of, it's good for your
That
confidence.
is an
there.
example of having a superpower and being able.
I bet John could fight him. We should have John
John
fight
B.
him.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah. What does he have a black belt in? Is it karate? That's like the generic go-to
He might
one.
just have a belt that happens to be black, like it was really
just-
nondescript. I've got one of those too.
What do you think, John? John's off screen.
Yeah, John's
Manning.
writing
No,
us a
he's
note on his
writing a note.
whiteboard.
He's writing a note.
Now we're in anticipation.
Gordon Ramsay has 3.4 million Twitter followers.
Yeah, see,
Wonderful.
What degree
way more
is
That's
black
a
popular.
little
belt?
bit more than mine.
Find
Yeah.
that out. Find out what degree of black belt he has.
Oh yeah, you're shit. I'm gonna bring that up a little bit more than yours. This, goddamn. So like, I'm sitting here, I'm working, and then Sean goes, ugh, and I'm like, what? And he's like, look at Twitter, and I go to Twitter, and Ben had typed. There was something about like
Pinkie Pie has a thing going on right now where he's joking around like, oh, when I reach 50 million Twitter or subscribers on YouTube, I'm gonna delete my channel or
Yeah.
And so I responded with, great. When I get 50,000 followers on Twitter, Goku will beat Superman.
and
Oh no, you
Right?
didn't.
Come on,
Right?
come
That
on,
sounds like that
guys.
was
How
some
did
good.
I
Yeah,
miss that?
I'm with you. That's gonna get the followers.
I'm about to.
So-
wow.
Game's the system.
So
Fuck
I
it.
responded with like, ugh, Ben, God, no, they'll think you're serious. And then he's
How
like,
many
I'm
followers did you
always
get?
serious.
How many followers did you get after that?
I'm not getting followers from that. That
You
wasn't
sure?
what I was
You
trying to do.
you are clearly gonna get followers.
Yeah, I think that's the
after
exact
that.
point.
I
there.
also had a bunch of winky, smiley tongue poking out faces or whatever those
Yo,
things are
I don't
called.
You know, the
Emojis.
universal
Like-
symbol of sarcasm.
The universal symbol of don't take this so seriously
I
because
bet you got 20 followers.
People
like
aren't that
20 to 100
stupid.
followers.
I thought you were just gonna hungrily devour your shameless plug for more for Twitter followers. You know, you're like, more Twitter followers. Like,
well, see, I never actually specified that Goku would beat him in a death battle. Maybe it's an eating contest. Who knows?
who knows?
an eating
But could he
contest.
really still?
You know, that would
Superman
actually
doesn't
be
need to
interesting.
eat though, right?
Probably. I mean, yeah,
Doesn't
but
need to.
Superman doesn't need to. But his organs still like apply to most things.
Does Superman poop?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Super poops.
Like he still has organs that work, and if he gets stabbed in the kidney, like it's still an issue. Goku's stomach
he's
doesn't
not gonna get
apply
stabbed in the
by
kidney, though.
any of those rules. It happens in some other
I
comics.
actually
worry about
don't know if there's ever been like a point in Superman comics where we figured out what was inside Superman's body, like the organs and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I know a big thing when he's like young Superman with young Superman stories is, oh, we can't take him to the doctor because they're gonna find out
Yeah.
that he's an
Well,
alien.
and then
something's
there's
weird.
Yeah.
there's one comic with like older Lois Lane and Wonder Woman called Whom Gods Destroy, I believe, and he gets cut open and they can't really suture him together because his skin, like how do you get through his skin to
Right.
suture him together, and he's just like bleeding out and shit. So, but that's a different thing. But yeah, I say Goku
I don't
because
know.
Goku eats like novelty size anime meals.
Oh yeah, and then some.
Yeah, like I mean, he would. If we filled this table with food, Goku could eat it. Superman has
easily.
never been in a position where he was like, "I'm gonna eat forever," because he gets like his energy from the sun. So I don't really think he needs to eat.
He's a plant.
I
He's
promise
not
you,
a
we can
well-coupled
look up
stories.
There are a couple. There's actually because I think I was actually posting on Twitter about this. Who would win an eating contest? And people responded with this like image. There's a comic where Superman has this pile of hamburgers in front of him, and he's just like throwing them in his face. He's like, "Bring more! If you stop, I'm gonna die." And I think it was more of like a story thing where somebody cursed him to always have to eat or something like that.
Probably. Also, I could totally see there's got to be a comic somewhere where he's just like, oh, I can just turn up my metabolism to deal with this poison or something like that. And if he can turn up his metabolism, whatever. We need to get the opposite person. So we got the defense for Gordon Ramsay, which is looking pretty solid.
Doing the community
Part
battle.
2. Let's move forward.
Yeah, let's see.
We only
Who's
spent 5
defending Guy
minutes there.
Fieri? Which is Adam Umarji? Sure. Not a Guy Fieri fan, but he does go everywhere with the 1967 Chevy Camaro. He could just run him over.
Yeah, but, I mean, Ramsey's always driving around in like Range Rovers and shit, and Kitchen Nightmares. Like, I think the modern truck will drive over the old car.
Yeah, he's always in big Escalades that they're used to escort the president, and it's just him.
Yeah, and I saw another one too. Somebody was made the argument that like Guy Fieri will just make Gordon Ramsay so sick that he can't handle it, and then Guy
just
Fieri
by
will kill
being
him.
Guy Fieri. Yeah.
He's by
That's
being himself and
plausible.
cooking his food. I'm gonna lean towards Gordon Ramsay. He's got the black belt. I like it.
The black belt's a pretty good argument.
And obviously knife skills. He actually knows how to use one. Guy Fieri doesn't cook anything but like shit.
Yeah, and the fact that the guy who is
I know, he just goes to fucking places and eats. The only weapon he has is fucking terrible hair.
he just sprays bleach in Gordon Ramsay's eyes, and he's like, Anyway.
Okay.
I'm just
so
saying.
Gordon Ramsay wins, I guess.
Yeah, Guy Fieri. I mean, the guy defending
it.
Guy Fieri says like, oh, I'm not even a fan of Guy Fieri, but it's like nobody wants it. All right. Congratulations.
Anybody's Guy Fieri. I don't know who's a fan of Guy Fieri.
There's got to be somebody out there, right?
Terrible people.
I mean,
he's been on TV, so somebody's watching him.
Residents of Flavortown or whatever.
Somebody's watching
God.
Guy Fieri. But,
People with soul patches. That's who's watching Guy Fieri. Those exact fucking people.
No, just the soul patch.
Just the soul patch.
Just when you have
yeah.
this, the little triangle, and you get rid of the rest of it.
I'm almost there. I feel like
you gotta shave everything else.
Change
'Cause, like
it up
I
a
got
little
it there
bit.
too, but it's
Ben.
just part of the whole
That's
thing.
your new look.
It's just because I'm lazy and
Grow
don't
out
shave.
the chin and let it go right down to do the long one down to the chin, and then get rid of the rest. Man, I wish Harry's was sponsoring this episode because that would have been a great segue. But
I
they're
could
not.
do it.
would I do it on live? Like,
Yeah.
let's do it. Let's
Yeah,
get the
that'd
Guy
be cool.
Fieri look.
Just get your hair.
I could do the triangle down into the cleft chin like a wine glass, kind of.
You mean
be
the
great.
ultimate beard of evil?
Yeah.
That's what that is, where they go down and kind of spike out like the wine glass thing. Oh yeah, that is like evil beard.
Someone
If
should
only
get
I
their
had black hair.
Cut live on this show.
No thanks.
We talk about people getting a haircut a lot.
Oh, I thought you said somebody should get cut live on this show.
No,
I'm like, what?
not yet.
But
But
just actually fight each other to the death for your entertainment.
Yeah, I mean,
let's-
that's how the Death Battle cast is going to end, right?
Yeah.
Whenever the show ends, it's all of us just fight each other live.
Yo, if they did bring back the old Roman Coliseum shit, like I really don't care if people sign waivers and they want to kill each other. Like it does not bother me. That's what boxing is, but they back out at the last second. Like you just roll with it. Like I'm so down. Like if they open that Roman Coliseum again, like we're just taking Death Battle straight there. Like, hey, Safari Man and guy who thinks he's a samurai, let's fucking do this. Get in the ring. Like I'm in on it.
Or random guy and a kangaroo. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Oh, the kangaroo.
Well, the kangaroo
punching
can't
video.
consent. Kangaroo can't consent, so I'm not really down with
Well,
that one.
kangaroo-
If
Two
the
humans
kangaroo
can
starts
consent.
the fight, then
Kangaroo
that is
doesn't need
consent
consent.
to an extent.
No, he's not gonna. No. The
What?
kangaroo ain't gonna do that.
I don't think you can take the kangaroo to court and give him an assault charge. Kangaroo court.
This is
Thanks,
kangaroo
John.
court.
Oh God.
This is kangaroo.
All right, welcome out to another day of kangaroo court.
Oh
Anyways,
no, I was
what's
thinking
next?
of the Rick and Morty thing. I'm
One
sorry.
of you guys has got an itinerary or some shit. Move us forward.
Fuck off!
On
You're
with
not
the
the
show.
host.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
this
on
is
with the
no,
show.
This is how this works. No.
Y'all want me to write
Wait,
scripts?
is
on
that
with the show.
all just the two
Yeah,
community
just the
answers?
two. Yeah.
Because I didn't know how many community answers we had, so I was kind of
Sam's
waiting on a third one.
whipping
Pull up an
this
asset,
show-
John. I'll do it.
Whipping this
I've
show.
got
No,
this.
I mean the next up is like just talking about Death Battle or DBX. We actually
Says
just
stuff. Yeah.
released the season finale of the first season of DBX.
Yep.
It's up for first members right now.
Oh, is it?
Predator versus Profit.
know
So
that.
don't talk about who wins.
Yeah, don't talk
I
about
haven't
who wins,
seen
but
it. I
you haven't seen it?
No.
You've seen.
I literally just said, "Is that up now?" I didn't even know it was up.
You saw the early animation. Like Mark finished this one up a little while back.
I have not seen this at all.
So this one's 3D animated, not done by Torian, it's done by an animator called Mark Zhang, and
Yeah.
he did a really good job.
Really like.
I'm
what he did with
excited.
this one.
I haven't seen anything about it.
So DBX is this new show that we've been doing this year. And a little background on how the DBX show works is, unlike Death Battle, DBX is all about bringing in characters that we maybe don't have time to research or like wouldn't be showing up in Death Battle because a Death Battle takes so long to do. We spend weeks upon weeks on research, then writing, and that's all before we can even start animating. And then animation takes 6 weeks to do that, and then we get the animation and we put it into the video and edit all that together, and we have to voice things and we have to like analyze things, and there's so much that goes into a Death Battle. With DBX, we just think like, oh, what's a character that we want to put into a fight? What's a matchup we want to see? Let's just do it.
Yeah.
And so another thing that I really like to do with DBX is a lot of these animators that we're working with are they're not necessarily new to animation, but they are kind of like getting into their groove. Yeah. And so DBX, I think, is a great place for a lot of them to experiment with. And sometimes that works out, sometimes it doesn't. And that was a big thing with the first season of DBX. There are some episodes that I know some people who are watching maybe didn't really like as much as others. And a lot of that comes from, these animators finding what really works with DBX.
Yeah, and that's one thing I wanted to talk about too, is like, it is a great way for us to like, kind of like test out animators and also give them a chance to try something new. That said, in the next season of DBX, we will we've kind of heard it loud and clear, and it's like, there will be like, we'll make sure there's a quality threshold.
Yes, but I mean, part of what this season was about was finding what DBX is going to be.
Right.
Because I didn't want DBX to just be, oh, here comes some fights that we wouldn't be putting into Death Battle.
Right.
Because that sounds like a side thing. Like I want DBX to be its own thing and have its own, I want to say flavor, but that's not the right word.
Flavor Town! Guy Fieri, give DBX its own flavor.
Its own flair and identity.
Yeah, its own identity. That's the word.
I'm
its own
flavor.
Individualism as a show.
Flavor.
And finding that balance between goofy fights like Hillary versus Clinton.
Whoa.
No, that happened way
versus
back in
husband.
the day.
Yeah. Clinton versus Trump and like crazy things like
Ronald
Bruce
McDonald,
Lee
Colonel
versus
Sanders, the Bruce
Bruce Lee fight. That kind of stuff is really fun, but also bringing in Predator versus Prophet. That's great to me, and I really like what we've been doing with this, and I'm really excited about next season. And now I know all these animators much better than we did at the beginning of the year, so I know their strengths, their weaknesses, what characters they're familiar with, what characters there's not. There was one episode, I do think I will admit that we made a mistake with the One Punch Man episode by giving it to somebody who's not really too familiar with One Punch Man.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that ever again. Like we're not doing that again. We're giving our animators characters that they're familiar with, that they understand, that they want to animate.
I really love One Punch Man. Just throwing that out there.
And you want to do a DBX too, don't you?
I do want to do a DBX.
What do you got here, Torian? What do you got?
Yeah, Torian. The character. First of all, you're gonna say the name of the character, and then we're gonna. I can't hear it, but that's because I wouldn't be able to hear it anyway. Because I'm gonna be like, who would know? Who knows who that is? And they'll be like, three guys will be like, me.
Kim Woo.
From Killer Instinct.
From Killer Instinct.
Because she has nunchucks, right?
The new Killer Instinct.
No, she's in the old ones too. But it's like a...
Yeah,
yeah.
She's in KI2.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Versus the turtle with the nunchucks, Michelangelo.
Okay, so let's actually do this. Kim Woo versus Michelangelo. So what would we do with DBX? So animator comes up to me and is like, I want to do this matchup. I'm like, all right. Because what we do is have the animators pitch matchups. We've got matchups that we want to do, but the animators can also pitch matchups to us. So I'm going to be like, all right, Torian, let's spend a week, and you write up a pitch.
I've already written this.
How you want this fight to go.
I've already written this.
You have?
Yes.
He's done.
Luckily, it's a DBX. Luckily, it's a DBX because I know where Torian's leaning.
All right, so then you bring the pitch to me, we'll go over it, and then we'll greenlight it, and we'll get it going.
Right. That's it. And you're surprised with the winner. It's going to be a surprise, Chad. You think you know, but it's going to be a surprise. And you're going to like it. It's going to be great.
Okay, it's going to be a
The winner
surprise.
is Maxie.
The winner is
Maxie shows up.
Yeah.
The winner is
From
Master
SoCal.
Splinter.
No, wait, it's just Bruce Lee. He shows up.
Yeah.
Like,
That
takes
would
both
be
their
cool.
nunchucks and
Oh my god, that would be so cool.
Who else is
I'm
known
gonna have to
for
rewrite
nunchucks?
this then. I'm gonna have to
We can
rewrite
get
it.
Daredevil in there a little bit and like just keep going. Any character who's ever wielded nunchucks.
Does Daredevil wield
We get
nunchucks?
somebody using
He's
a
got
Wii.
staff.
They got the Wiimote with the nunchuck.
Oh my
It's Miyamoto. He's just
Oh, I'm gonna scrap my whole idea.
Yeah, we'll see
Scrap
about
it.
that.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah,
that's what their competition should be. It shouldn't be in actually fighting each other. It should be them fighting in a Wii game where they have to use the nunchuck. And that's called a bad idea.
That's a bad idea.
That's too specific. Like people would be like, okay, why are they using this Wii remote anyway? Is it time for my thing of the week?
I mean, not quite yet, because we still got to talk
I
about
mean,
Pinkie Pie.
Do you really want to get straight
No,
to it?
no.
We
Because
got
I
lots
was
of things to talk
I was
about.
thinking about that. So
Well, I'm not interested in your thing of the week just yet.
the Deadpool thing went up.
Deadpool thing.
Yeah,
that was great.
Deadpool preview just went up, and we talked a little bit about it last week, about Deadpool coming back, and Nick was here, and we had the little head of Deadpool, which you can't see anymore, so that was pointless. But then, the big thing is a lot of people found out if they didn't watch the Death Battle cast last week, where we revealed that Deadpool's opponent is Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony. And the reactions have been mixed. Some people are like, this is going to be great. Like, oh, it's going to be so much fun. And then other people are like, this is stupid. You guys are idiots. This is the worst waste of a season finale ever. And so I kind of want to talk about that a little bit. And like, I mentioned it last week on the show. And when Ben and I were talking about doing this fight, because we'd seen it pitched, and surprisingly, this has been suggested a lot.
This has been highly suggested for a long time.
Right. And, Ben and I, we love the seriousness of Death Battle, and we love getting to do those like super hardcore, awesome matchups. But the show's also about fun, because the spirit of the show is just taking two characters and analyzing them and everything that they've done and really determining who would win between them. And nothing is more fun than doing that in things you wouldn't ordinarily think of. Like, which is something like a pony from My Little Pony. Like, getting to do research like that it's just so much fun, because you find all these absurd feats and ridiculous stuff. And for this one, kind of like the similarity, the reason people wanted to do this is because Deadpool's known for just being like totally wacky and kind of just breaking the laws of his universe with his fourth wall breaking and just kind of doing whatever. And Pinkie Pie is known pretty much the same way My Little Pony. She breaks the fourth wall a little bit, but she's also just imbued with the just insanity cartoon physics, where she'll just like pull a cannon out of nowhere, or like she'll stretch herself, or appear somewhere where she had no reason being there, and so the more we thought about it and talked about it, we just thought it would be a really, really fun fight to do, just getting to dig into all this stuff. And that's how we do it. So it's just kind of to remind you guys that Death Battle, it's about serious, cool matchups, but it's also about fun. So
yeah. And this one's also very unique. And I always love bringing in unique characters that challenge us, with how do we approach these characters? How do we analyze these characters? Because, you analyze Batman, and he's when it comes down to it, sure, Batman has all these crazy gadgets and stuff, but he's still played off as he's just a guy. He's a guy with these abilities and these skills and these tools, but he's just a guy. So we apply these like realistic physics to it. Done deal. But then we bring in Pinkie Pie, who's this cartoon pony who can stretch and jump and float around and has all these crazy tools that she can pull out, a party cannon or whatever that literally creates a party scene in a matter of milliseconds. And it's just like, how do we bring logic to something like this? You can and you can't at the same time, and that's the challenge that I love, that I've always loved about Death Battle. That's part of the reason why I think Death Battle is so much fun, and that's why we always do these. We always bring these like joke fights, is what people call them, but at the same time they're not just jokes, because we don't treat them as jokes. Like Wiz and Boomstick don't necessarily treat them as jokes, and that's what's so funny about it to me. Because Wiz and Boomstick treat this as a serious fight. They always have. Absolutely. They treated Chuck Norris versus Sega de Sancho as a serious fight. They treated Justin Bieber versus Rebecca Black as a serious fight. Like, that's what this show has. A lot of the very serious fights that the versus community loves to throw around, like Goku versus Superman, Mario versus Sonic, things like that. But as creators of Death Battle, I think it's always important to not get too far into like taking the nerdom so far that we forget to have fun with it.
Yeah, you gotta have a balance. I mean, versus fights in general beyond Death Battle, they spawn from just a group of people having fun, talk about their favorite things, and taking a side to whatever fictional allegiance they may have. So it's very important to balance the semi-seriousness of, high-profile fights with silly fights. There are some clones out there that'll lean towards one or the other without more so losing the fun. Even if it's like a clone that's all joke fights, that doesn't really seem too fun because I'm not challenged as I watch it. You know, this is just a joke.
You have to find a balance and make sure it's not too heavy or too light.
Yeah.
But essentially what we do is we answer questions, and this question is a fun one to answer.
Yeah.
If that's the best way to put it. So yeah, I hope you guys will give it a chance and check it out when it airs. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Good PR spot.
I'm looking forward to
Can we
it.
see Torian's thing of the week?
Chad,
Jesus Christ! Why do we even
What
try?
are you-
I don't know. Why doesn't he just
you were
host the
just
show?
on rails.
Grumpy Man Sam.
Do you want me to write a script?
I mean,
got
I was
shit
going
to
to talk
do
about
today.
how I love that Death Battle rides this line between serious and fun the whole time, but
kinda do that.
we
There you
could
go.
just
No,
move
we're
on.
getting to fun and serious with Torian's seriously
All
fun
right,
thing of
Torian,
the
what have
week.
you got for us today?
See what I did there? Played with words. That's why I write stuff.
I have something from an anime that I've talked to you about a lot,
Oh.
and I love this anime. Play that thing. This is my slam of the week.
Ooh. Does it actually say
Slam of the
slam? Oh, it
Slam
does.
of the week, because it was really easy for me to change those letters. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Oh,
I don't
I
know
know
how to
this.
pronounce the name of this anime, but
Nichijou.
yeah, Nichijou. He stood up.
Oh shit! He's got a tag vest.
He's got a tack vest.
I assume somebody just. Oh no! What is he gonna
no.
do?
Ah!
Oh, he's gonna fight the deer.
Oh man. Oh man, she's freaking out.
Oh
She's
shit!
gonna turn him around.
Oh, he's gonna suplex the deer.
Ah!
Oh shit!
That's
Fuck you,
fucking
Rudolph.
awesome.
The perfect form. Look at his
Look at that.
toes. Wait a minute. Look at the deer's face. Wait a minute. Here it comes. It was a toupee this whole
Oh,
time.
no!
What?
Secret has been revealed.
That was it.
That's the shocking thing.
Yep.
It wasn't the
is
fact that he
toupee,
body
fella.
slammed
Yeah.
a deer.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is when she decided to
pretty
go
dope.
tell the rest of the class what was happening when his toupee fell off. The fact that he had a bald toupee, like the rest of his head
Yeah,
was
right.
bald, he just had it on the back.
I don't care if the dude's a badass. Clearly, like something knocked him down. I don't know if he got shot or if the deer
The
rammed
deer
him.
knocked him down.
Okay, so he's just like tack vest. He's like, oh, you fucked up today, deer. He's like,
But isn't that like the principal? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
the
he's the
context.
principal
He's the
of the
principal of the
school.
school.
Yeah, yeah.
Does he just wear a tack vest to work
mean, it might
to
be
school
smart.
all the time?
I
You are a
don't.
target.
Maybe he knew that deer was a problem, and that day he decided to wear
Yeah.
the
Okay.
tech vest.
so when I was in,
Analyze that, Ben.
when I was in Japan, I went to Nara Park, which is it has these shrines and there's a shitload of deer everywhere, right? Like everywhere,
Yeah.
hundreds of deer, and that's the attraction of it. You can feed them little cookies, and some of them are adorable, and they bow to you to get cookies, and you're like, some of them are assholes, and I just want to like they'll come up to you and they're like, I want my cookie, and you're like, I don't have your cookie yet, or whatever, and he just starts biting the fuck out of you and like nudging you, and I'm like, bitch, all the other deers have behaved, now you don't get any cookies, and then he bites me in the ass. I got bit in the shoulder, in the ass.
You should have slammed him.
Yeah,
I
dude,
know,
just fucking body
clearly.
slam a
Just
deer, you idiot.
suplexed him like.
Well,
Yeah.
he didn't take a tack vest to Japan. That was the problem.
Yeah.
His form
Yeah, you have
was
to be
so.
wearing a
His
tack vest.
form was so good. His toes were perfectly like on the tips.
Oh, it was great.
He was posing, but then his hair fell off.
You
So
should have
lost all
saved that
credit-
one for the Christmas episode.
credibility.
Because it's like turned him into a pain deer.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So,
Well, maybe he's got something even better for the Christmas episode.
I didn't
Is it
even,
your Santa of the week
I'm
or
gonna be
some
like,
shit?
I'm be like super honest with you. I haven't even thought about that.
Well,
Hey, planet
You're
head.
just focused
so
on the
he
suplex.
says.
So in an upcoming
Oh,
fight,
sure.
in an upcoming fight, Torian, are we going to see that perfect deer suplex? Not on a deer, obviously, but are you going to use his form for someone's suplex?
No.
Rotoscope
But,
it.
well, no, because I can just watch wrestling at way better examples. But
I don't know. That was
it's
pretty
super funny.
perfect.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a cartoon. They can draw it pretty perfect. But
It was like the guy was bent back like a U,
yeah,
and the deer
yeah.
was like a J, kind of worked out.
I think. See, you guys won't let me do this. I wanted to do Santa Claus versus Chris Redfield
I know.
Why Chris Redfield?
because Chris Redfield
God, here we go.
does not care, Chad.
That can't
True.
be.
He does not care.
He
Chad.
marches into any level of danger.
any level of danger.
Deadpool doesn't care. You want to do Santa Claus versus Deadpool?
Everyone
Like-
versus Deadpool. This is just
Chris-
dead. It's dead battle. We'll just change it to
Like-
that, and we just put Deadpool against everyone.
Here's
Yeah.
here's a scenario, okay? Chris Redfield, he gets a call, right? He's like, T-virus is somewhere because he's chasing after this virus.
It's in the poll.
That's all he does, right? He breaks
poll?
into a house. Santa breaks down thugh the chimney. Santa
Oh, so
went,
it's Christmas night.
yeah, Santa went to the wrong house,
Okay.
right?
Chris v. Chris on Christmas.
There we go. There we go. He Santa
Chris
Claus
Cube.
there
Yeah.
dusts himself off. Chris is like,
Chris Redfield versus Chris Kringle.
Yeah.
it's over, Wesker. It's clearly not Wesker, but that's all he goes after.
And then surprise, Santa peels back his face, and it's Wesker. That's how he gets around the world so fast. He's just teleporting.
That's great. That's right.
What is...
Santa takes out the sack of presents, right? And he's like, "Don't worry, Chris, I got a present for you." He's still pointing the gun at Santa
It's a
Claus.
grenade launcher.
Yeah.
And he just takes it and uses it
He's
on
still
Chris.
pointing the gun at Santa Claus, like, "Don't move, Santa." And then Santa's
Or
like,
Wesker, if that's your real name.
"No." So Santa drops the bag and he takes out a present and he hands it to Chris. Chris smacks the present out of his hand.
Of course.
Right? Because he's Chris,
probably a
he's Chris
trap,
Redfield. Punches Santa in the face. Right? And then all of a sudden the present bursts out and it actually is a T-Virus monster. Chris was right, because he always seems to be. He was right.
He knows a threat when he smells one.
Exactly. Santa busts open to a giant spider monster and then you fight.
And then he gets up onto the roof, but instead of this sleigh being pulled by the reindeer, they're all T-Virus dogs.
Oh, yeah, that's so cool. Resident Evil
I think
8.
it's better if it's the Las Pelagas shit and the reindeer's heads just explode
Oh, that's
off
even-
and the
yeah.
things
Oh
come
my
out.
God.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 8, ho ho hope's end.
Man, it's over, Wesker.
Garbage.
It's blatantly not Wesker.
How Chris Redfield saves Christmas.
I think it's funny if he tries to give him a present that is clearly like a wrapped grenade launcher, and Chris is like, "Oh, thank you," and then Santa just fires it and it blows like the wrapping off the barrel.
Santa's
That's
like
funnier.
Desperado, but with presents.
But Chris Redfield would just like uppercut the rocket. Because that's what he does. He would just uppercut the rocket.
So clearly
like,
you already have this done in your mind, and Chris Redfield apparently beats Santa Claus.
Chris Redfield beats a lot of people.
Yeah,
He has the
Chris
magic
Redfield-
of Christmas
no,
on
Chris
his
Redfield
side.
has
Then again,
no
depends-
purpose fighting the people he's been fighting. Or punching fucking volcano boulders.
Volcano boulders, not like any. You go to a mountain, you get a regular boulder, right?
I'm not gonna be punching any
He
boulders.
is inside a volcano, fighting a hot boulder. Like literally fighting it, like gut punching it, like until it rolls into.
No reason to do that. You could just push harder, Chris. But nah. He gonna punch it. Like,
That is the silliest thing I've ever seen in a video game. He gives the gut punches, like form gut punches to a rock. It's so great. Whoever wrote that, whoever came up with that.
Chris just
Clearly
does what he
would be
pleases,
down
man.
for fighting Santa Claus. Right? He's just gut punch. Oh
my
like he's
God,
just gut punching
please.
I need a
Santa.
reason to use him in a fight so we can use that footage.
Santa just pukes up milk and cookies over his
the
shoulder.
mic,
Like
this thingy is.
What other famous zombie hunters is there? Could you do like Chris Redfield versus
Van
like
Helsing?
Ash or
Oh.
something?
No, you...
Community battle. Let's
it's
go.
got to be against Santa Claus, or else you completely lose this whole train of thought. Like,
Community. Oh, the
No.
train of thought was gone already.
that's the point. Like,
Here's the community battle: Chris Redfield versus who? It can be a zombie guy. It
versus
can be
who? No, we give them the battle and they tell
No,
us
that's
who
what
it
I'm
is.
asking
asking
you
who
guys.
we can
I'm asking
okay.
you guys too. Santa's too easy.
Santa's too
Santa's too
easy.
easy.
I want to see someone defend Santa Claus.
I think you got to do it against another zombie fighter kind of guy.
Oh, like Van Helsing?
Joel from Last of Us. No, Joel will get
Joel will
whacked.
get destroyed.
Yeah, destroyed by
Joel's
Chris.
Chris
very
Redfield, who
realistically
punches
human.
lava boulders.
Yeah, Joel
like-
can be killed by getting shot once. Chris, no.
Yeah.
Simon
He
Belmont?
flexes the bullet out of his hand, out his arm.
Maybe he kills some
Simon
zombies in
Belmont?
there.
Like a Castlevania
And
guy.
more ghouls.
King
but-
Arthur from Ghost and Goblins.
Fuck yeah, dude! If King Arthur can beat Ghosts and Goblins, that already makes him win.
That's actually not bad.
There, yeah.
The
Ghosts
only
and
problem with
Goblins.
King Arthur is if he gets hit twice, he's dead.
Chris Redfield
Oh.
could probably beat Ghosts and Goblins. He just like
The game?
sitting there at the arcade, just punching the buttons, just giving it to him.
Just gut punching ghosts.
Insert one more coin, and he just punches it one more time.
It's just the notion of him gut punching stuff that clearly doesn't have a gut. Like,
Yeah.
who does that?
I like that. Okay, Chris Redfield versus
King
Arthur.
Arthur
From
from Ghosts and
Ghosts and
Goblins.
Goblins.
I mean, if he's
Also
got
from
the
Marvel vs.
super
Capcom,
armor,
if
though,
that's where you
that's
know
the
from.
thing. Does he have his like gold armor? Because then he's gonna win.
Well, that's someone
Well,
has
I
to
don't know.
present that argument.
Like, that's part of the argument.
Gold armor
okay.
is invincible, but outside of it, he gets 2 hits.
You can use the hashtag DeathBattleCast to send in your answers to this community battle. Arthur versus Chris Redfield, and we will talk about that.
Just to clarify, in
next
case
episode.
they tuned in right at that exact moment, he does not mean Arthur from the PBS Kids show. Arthur.
I also
King
still
Arthur
think
from.
still think Ash is a viable option, but whatever.
Who could Arthur fight? Oh, Ash. Ash is
Yeah.
a much better one.
That was the first one I said.
I didn't hear it.
What
I'm
is
sorry.
Ash? Who's Ash from?
Ash from
Ash
Evil
from Evil
Dead.
Dead.
Yeah,
Oh,
Evil
yeah,
Dead,
okay,
sorry.
okay.
He's
Grateful
killed
Dead.
the shit out of some from Grateful
Yeah,
Dead.
it's
That's a
dead
band.
Something, yeah.
Well,
no.
Ash
Are we-
will
are we
win.
gonna
I
do
mean,
Ash?
it doesn't even matter. Nothing can beat Ash, so it's fine.
So which one are we doing now that we've cleared it
No,
up?
like
There's-
Chris could grab the chainsaw and then just start punching.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Who's laughing now?
Yeah,
We can just-
different
Let's do a three-way.
yeah, Ben?
Let's do a three-way fight.
We throwing Arthur
Oh,
in there?
okay.
I feel like Arthur's just.
So he hoped it would work if I just spring it on him. You know? Yeah, you know, if he's going good, let's do a three-way.
I don't think Arthur's got a chance in this one.
The element of surprise is on my side.
like this of all times to spring that on him.
I think I'm trying to cut it. He literally just physically trying to like stop.
Okay, so
Arthur, Capcom Arthur. Versus,
Not Arthur. What is he? Aardvark?
is he Arthur?
Versus
Actually, wait,
Ash.
Yeah, pretty sure.
can't Arthur and Redfield already brawl in Marvel vs. Capcom 3?
They
Yes,
actually
they can,
can.
yeah.
Yeah, we already have that fight.
That's true.
So it's Crispy Ash.
Sure, whatever, fine.
Again, Sam's hosting, so he gets
Yeah.
to decide.
Chris Redfield versus Ash from
How about
Evil
Torian's
Dead.
hands versus this table? Because he's just beating the shit
I'm
out of it.
sorry. My colors are just
All right,
they
it's
pop.
fine. I mean, Chris
Caught you
versus Ash.
orange-handed,
Let's
Torian.
use hashtag DeathBattleCast. We'll talk about it, your answers next time on the show. You guys have screwed over my brain.
Redfield.
Of course, if you want to talk about Arthur, sure, go for it.
Dude, let me tell you what.
Why not?
I stopped my daughter from watching that show because I think it's meant for a little bit of an older audience, but because like, you know, she's watching Arthur
The
and
one
like,
with like
it's-
the aardvark or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm like sitting there and like
Well, it's PBS. They deal with heavy shit in their kids'
They
shows.
do.
it was, but
It's
it
weird.
was really weird.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the exact situation, but it was like they're telling the story and like one of them had to go. They read a story about like somebody getting kissed and turned into a prince or something like
Yeah.
that, and the whole thing became about like you need to go to school and you need to get this boy to kiss you and like yada yada yada, and they kept going and it was like this really fucked up message, and I just remember being like, nope, and she's like, why'd you turn it off? And I'm like, you don't need to watch that right now, because with a kid they'll get that in their mind. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, that's cool, that's a thing that we do. And like, I don't need to call.
Are you
It's just
sure
like,
Arthur didn't have like an end point where they were like, you know, not altruistic, what's the word? Goals like that are not valuable in life.
I don't think so. The way it was setting up,
You
it looked
didn't
like.
polish it off, so how would you know?
Well, either way, I didn't want to put it in her head.
I made you not fit over there, jumping all these fucking conclusions, burning calories like that.
What is up with you today?
Just saying.
You're just
Because you
on-
can hop to conclusions like that.
You're just on attack. We don't want to get into the kids show thing. We don't
No,
want
we've
to
been doing that
You've
too
already
much.
done
don't
that.
do that.
We
This is
can't
the
get
best.
moving forward though. Let me tell you, I'm a train
Jesus.
conductor, podcast conductor. Give me where the hat at? I know you got a lot of hats around here, Torian.
We don't have
you
a
got
train
conductor's
conductor hat.
And what
I
happened? There was a
don't use
hat here before.
He tossed it. How you gonna
You
throw
said-
a hat
that
and then
was a
ask for
pirate
a
No, I
hat?
said I asked for a conductor's hat, not a pirate hat.
You can be a pirate.
Also, Chad James said to get it off the table.
There you go.
No,
Yo
I don't want
Gabba
a
Gabba
Luffy
has
hat.
a
Get it off-
I
gyro-
almost
shit.
fell over.
I don't want this hat.
Yo Gabba Gabba has a gyrating
Here,
ladybug.
have my can.
That's not a hat.
What?
You can wear it.
You guys are getting out of hand.
You're
What
getting
do you
out of
got
hand.
for us here, John? Hat or not? I'm conducted.
Fine.
Get
Fine.
the- give me the
Next up.
sticks.
Okay,
Where are the
you
sticks?
want to move on? You want to move on to the next segment or whatever it
Oh,
is?
Ben is the
we
captain.
do
Or
have.
we could have juice.
We do have an out of context comic book panel
Ooh, let's see what
to
it is.
talk about.
Drink
So
this
let's
juice.
go ahead and see what that is.
Oh, get rid of this.
Would you like to
Super
read this,
speed.
Sam?
No,
Okay.
he's already done read
No.
it.
Would you like to read this, Sam?
I'll finish into
Host
the
of the show?
atmosphere. I finished it for Chad.
I don't know. Why is
into
he
the
throwing
atmosphere.
Christ?
So he's throwing Christ into space. like
Jesus,
that?
go long.
He's on the cross though, telling Jesus to go
Yeah,
on.
no.
There's like fire coming out of it too. Did he throw it so hard that it is starting to combust?
I just
He's
think
gonna
those
toss
are
it into the
speed
atmosphere.
lines.
I assume this is like he's standing up for like someone burned a cross on a lawn or something.
Yeah, like he's probably interrupting a KKK rally, and and he's just like hucking it away.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it definitely looks like he's just like, take this, religion. Like,
John,
Yeah.
you don't happen to have last week's out of context panel, do you?
Probably not. No.
No,
why?
damn it. There was a thing. Okay, so we did that one where it was Batman kicked that guy in the back of the head.
Yeah, with the Batman,
Yeah.
this guy's gonna take a lick of chocolate ice cream, and Batman just kicks the fuck out of him. His teeth are like busting out, and the ice cream's falling.
I got a call from my mom after that, right? And she was like a couple days later, and she was like, "Hey, watch that podcast, the Death Battle one." And I was like, "That's cool." She's like, "I had a question about that Out of Context comic book panel." It's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Where the fuck did that hat come from?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And so I look at it. None of us fucking notice it. But after he kicks the guy has no hat. He kicks the guy. There's a hat there. There's a hat that shows up. None of us
What?
notice it. Yeah, no, the guy has no hat.
Oh man!
Batman kicks him in the
Now
back
I
of the
gotta
head,
go back.
and
Now I
then
gotta go back
there's
and watch
teeth
it.
and a hat left. He wasn't wearing a hat.
I guess they thought
it
it'd
just
be
shows
weird.
up.
Oh, you fucked up now. I'm gonna kick you into a hat, bitch.
Yeah,
And like, just
it was like I was like, damn,
Or
mom, you're
Batman
right.
just
Where did that
Batman
hat
threw
come
a
from?
hat in the frame. Just threw a hat in the
Yeah,
frame.
it was
Take
some
your
weird
hat,
shit.
It wasn't
Yeah.
Batman. It was a hat man.
Yo,
funny.
speaking of dumb men kind of characters, I was looking at some shit earlier. Spider-Man did this Twinkie ad, right?
Oh
And,
my god, this
okay.
is great.
He was fighting this guy called the Chairman, and he has this
Tell me
like.
you put people in electric chairs.
Okay, no, it's like he has this like wooden stick with a trigger on it. It looks like a shotgun, but it's just like an old wood stick.
Okay.
And he shoots people, and they turn into chairs. But they're still like he turns a police officer into a chair, and the chair is like still like in chair shape, wearing a police officer's uniform with the hat like on top of one of the like things.
Why is this in a
And he
Twinkie
can
ad?
still he can still talk. He's like talking to some kids. He's like, "Kids, Spider-Man's over there, and he's been cornered by the chairman." And yeah, and they reflect it, and the chairman turns into a chair himself. Like it's so
How does the Twinkie ad end?
the kids throw Twinkies at the chairman and say that's what saves Spider-Man. For some reason, they have enough Twinkies on them to use as a projectile weapon. And it's just like, suck it, chairman.
Remember, kids, don't get turned into a chair. Buy a Twinkie.
Well, I need to know. I need to know what the slogan was. Like what he said for that ad. Like
No, they'll say something ridiculous. The old product placement is like, "Whew, thanks so much, kids." And they'll be like, "Yeah, without the power of Hostess Twinkies, we never would have been able to help you." And then they'll be like, "This is a big ass ad that's like Hostess Twinkies, buy them in your local thing or whatever."
Yeah.
that's funny.
Dude, so fun extra story. You want to talk about the golden oldie for a second, Ben? Because it's great.
Oh, sure.
So-
speaking of Twinkies,
And speaking of Twinkies, but this is the best part.
They've had a bunch of
They
them,
set
actually.
this up and couldn't get the license.
Well-
that's what kills me about it.
yeah, okay. So the golden oldie, there
Ant-Man.
was
It ties into Spider-Man. Fucking Spider-Man and Twinkies.
This is also
All right.
Spider-Man. So there was a one. It was like a one-off what if kind of story.
It was in one of the What If comics.
Yeah,
I
it was a
think,
what if comic with Aunt May from Spider-Man. What if Aunt May met Galactus, and Galactus decided, "Hey, old lady, you're pretty cool. I'm gonna make you my herald."
Yeah.
Like Silver Surfer. You know, Silver Surfer is the herald of Galactus. He has cosmic powers, bright silver dude on like a board. He travels through space, finds planets for Galactus to eat.
Yeah, so it's what if Aunt May had the powers cosmic?
Yeah, so he gives Aunt May the powers cosmic, and Aunt May becomes
The golden oldie.
the golden oldie. She's a bright, glowing, golden, pure golden old woman on a surfboard.
It's the best. It's the
On a
best
space
part.
surfboard.
Galactus is getting hungry for some planets, right?
So, yeah, so Galactus is getting hungry, and Aunt May, golden oldie, she's still Aunt May, so she's like, I don't want to go find a planet of living beings and have them eat that. So, like Silver Surfer, she's trying to find planets that are uninhabited for Galactus to eat. And what she finds instead is a planet-sized Twinkie.
But it's
Oh
not
my
actually
God.
a Twinkie because at this time they weren't affiliated with them. I think they were trying for it.
They were trying. Something was going on behind the scenes where they started a deal with Hostess to try to get a Twinkie like thing and get sponsored and whatever. And halfway through, the sponsorship fell out. But
then
they
they
were
did it
still
anyway.
they were still making the comics. They're like, well, we got to finish this now, but we can't call it the Twinkie Planet. So I don't remember what
It
they
was
ended up calling
it was
it.
like something snack treat.
Yeah.
If I remember right. And it was just
Yeah.
like a cream-filled snack treat. But it's just like,
But
why
it's-
didn't you just change
it's
it?
clearly a giant Twinkie.
Yeah, so you still advertise it. But yeah, that's it. The golden Aunt May got the powers cosmic, became the golden oldie, and stopped Galactus from eating planets by giving him a giant Twinkie.
It's one panel, I think, that you see the planet, maybe two. It's
Yeah,
like you
just
should have
redraw
added
it.
some little chocolate chips on it. It's like, it's a muffin planet. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it would have been so
Muffin
simple.
planet.
Well, but because it's a Twinkie, it like fills him up, and he's never
Yeah.
gonna be able to eat again or something like that.
Wow, that's really weird.
I will say that Nick is a big proponent of bringing Golden Oldie into a death battle, so we'll see. We have an idea.
Is there enough there?
I mean, she's got the powers cosmic,
That's
so
true.
we can look
It's
up
the
what
same
that
powers
does.
that Silver Surfer has.
Yeah.
It's
Why-
basically if you gave Silver Surfer's powers to Aunt May.
Why does all Galactus heralds have to have a board?
Also, keep in mind, Aunt May does
'Cause it's
die
cool.
just by getting shot in like the hip. Like it's not even like a vital organ. It's
Yeah,
just
no,
Yeah,
when
but
she
she's
has
got
the powers
cosmic,
cosmic.
so she's immortal.
Eh.
That's funny. Twinkie. Muffin. His old lady goes and finds the muffin planet. Old muffin lady.
I don't know where you get
Are
Muffin.
you
that.
trying to get to like the Muffin Man in some obscure way?
No, man, I was talking about her old vagina.
Oh,
Jeez.
As the conductor, let's go forward.
You're doing a terrible
I
job.
didn't
We're
realize
not
it was
moving.
Muff. You were going Muff on Muffin.
Muff.
Yeah, if you were gonna do that, you would have had to like stop saying muffin halfway through and be like, she found an old muffin planet. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
That sounded even weirder coming
And then
from
she
you.
solved it with a giant Twinkie.
Welcome to our low point. I'm surprised we're hitting another, but it
Hey,
happens.
welcome to the Death Battle Cast. You like comics? We're talking about Aunt May's vagina.
Okay. Let's move on to the questions. Mm-hmm. You can use hashtag DeathBattleCast not only to answer to the community battle, which what the heck was it again? Ash versus Chris Redfield from Resident Evil.
Oh, you know, people are going to put Ash Ketchum.
Yeah.
Not Ash Ketchum.
from Evil Dead /
Ash-
Army of
wait.
Darkness.
What is his last name? Why can't I think of his last name?
Ash Ketchum.
I always just think Ash.
Yeah, everybody just calls him Ash.
Yeah,
from Evil
Ash.
Dead. But Ash from Evil Dead versus Chris Redfield from Resident Evil.
Yeah.
But you can also use the hashtag DeathBattleCast to send questions to us that we'll answer live for first members. And if you're watching this as a first member, thank you. And of course in the archive if you're watching later. So let's get into some questions.
First one says, tell me more about Aunt May's vagina.
I was looking for that. I was looking for those words.
Right?
What is he reading?
Here, who wants to read it? You want me to do it? Anybody? Sam?
Throughout the
for it.
show's run, certain episodes of Death Battle have been officially acknowledged and even approved of by the creators, writers, and or official actors of characters you've used before. What are some of your guys' favorite acknowledgments, either on social media or in person?
That's from Ray Nunez. So, my
hey, Ray.
favorite one definitely would be, I'm blanking on his name, but he is a comic book writer, and he wrote for both Lex Luthor and Iron Man over the span of his career. And so when we did Iron Man versus Lex Luthor, he put up this tweet that was just like, I wrote for both these characters, totally how it would have gone down. And like, that was so cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
That's probably that's the first time that somebody who's written for both characters has ever
right.
addressed it. And that means a lot. That's awesome.
Definitely.
Robert Downey Jr. approached me directly and said I was a piece of shit. So
No, he did
Sounds
not.
about right.
didn't.
Yeah.
No, he did not. Probably this one's not direct, but kind of, related to, Pinkie Pie versus Deadpool. When we did Rainbow Dash versus Starscream, Hasbro never came out and said, that they had seen it or anything like that. But a couple months later, they did a comic book with My Little Pony and Transformers.
Yeah.
And on the cover is Starscream and Rainbow Dash.
I forgot about that.
what?
It was like a variant cover that was just in select stores.
If you could
but-
put the like X-Files conspiracy theme in this, the little Illuminati jingle.
Well,
that'd be
I
good.
don't know if it necessarily was a nod to us, but a lot of people, it just so happened to time out that it came out pretty soon after our Starscream versus Rainbow Dash, and the reason why I found out about it was a lot of people were sending me tweets and things
We're
saying like,
taking credit
hey,
for it
this
anyways.
is happening, yes, so I'm
I
just
would
taking
love to
credit
have a
for it.
copy of that for The Office. Like, that would be so cool.
I have no idea how to get it other than, maybe you can find it on eBay, but
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
also like a variant
the,
cover.
The internet. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll work.
I know.
I think it was like a one-shot Transformers My Little Pony crossover comic. I don't
Yeah.
even know what happens in the comic. All I've seen is that one cover. So
Kamiya, he knew about our fight.
Kamiya is
Well-
also one of my favorites, but the other
on
ones
the
are
other
like,
end of the spectrum.
it's acknowledgement. He's just like, enough with the Dante Bayonetta, idiots. You know what
And he
I'm
started
saying?
blocking
He's
everyone.
blocking all the people. We're just like, yes.
But this is something that he does regardless. Like, he blocked people for
Yeah.
suggesting that they put Bayonetta in a Smash Brothers.
And then she wasn't Smash,
And then she wasn't
which is
Smash
such bullshit.
It's the biggest troll.
He's
It's
a strange guy.
the biggest troll ever. He's
Yeah.
like, hey, you keep asking me this, I'm gonna block you, and I'm never gonna give you guys Bayonetta again. export to Wii U.
So, and you know what's funny? Like, over the years, like, we've met a lot of people who are in some way affiliated with the characters we've used and stuff. Like, I will never forget, I was doing a thing with Funimation, because we do a podcast called Double Talk, and we wanted to shoot some behind the scenes for the Blu-ray of, I think it was Battle of the Gods. And so we wanted to sit down with the voice cast of Dragon Ball Z. And that was when I met Sean Schemmel for the first time, who's the voice of Goku. And so we had this moment, and, you know, he kind of introduced, and then, like, you know, Lauren's like, oh, this is, you know, Chad from Screw Attack, and he does Death Battle, and he just goes, so you're the guy that I get all those, you know, the tweets about or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, I'm one of them. Like, but that was really funny. Like, Sean was a really cool dude, and we joked around. I have a picture somewhere where, like, we took a picture together, and he's just looking at me very disgruntled and angry. But yeah, that was awesome. Like, you know, getting to actually meet Goku and have him be like, oh, you son of a bitch. So, like,
Yeah, it's rough. Next question. I'm the Sam.
everyone's driving.
I'm the Sam of this
Yeah.
podcast.
I'm still getting over being sick, so I'm like, you guys can take over.
You're gonna be
He was
sick
trying to do it
again.
last
We're
week,
just
too.
preparing.
Taiki Cameron made. Sure.
What?
What are your thoughts?
Tiaki Cameron.
Tiaki.
Mead.
Cameron Mead? Miyade?
Sure. That's
Sure.
not that's not the you know the core of the
Okay,
tweet
Cameron.
No,
here.
we can debate whatever we want. Shut up, Sam. Stop trying to drive. What are you?
I'm the captain now.
What are your
your
thoughts on
thoughts?
the 2 new Sonic games coming out next year?
I don't know, Ben.
The
What are your
end.
thoughts?
Are there 2 new Sonic games?
There are
coming
2
out?
new Sonic games coming out.
Really?
Sonic Mania and unannounced Sonic Generations 2, essentially, or untitled Sonic
Oh, is
Generations
it like
2.
more old school shit? Like,
Well, they did a teaser and they had that Sega.
Yeah, wasn't it the 25th anniversary or something like that?
Yeah, they had a big
Yeah.
like live streamed event where they announced a bunch of stuff. Sega did. It was awful. Like, the whole event was just laughably awful and disastrous.
well, Ben is not impressed. It's awesome.
It was hilarious. Like, Jim
Awful.
Sterling did a montage video of just all the stupid shit that went on live, because it was clearly not very well planned out.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious. So I definitely recommend you guys watch that.
Sonic Mania.
But they announced Sonic Mania, which is the guy who helped port Sonic CD to Xbox 360 and beyond.
Yeah.
Is making his own Sonic game. And Christian Whitehead, I think is his name, something like that. And it looks great. Like, I'm excited about that. It looks
Yeah.
like a callback back to old school Sonic.
No.
A lot of people
No.
think this year, I got a lot of tweets and stuff this year saying, hey, why are you so biased against Sonic? Why do you hate Sonic?
Ben is the biggest Sonic fanboy I've ever met.
We just happen to have killed a lot of Sonic characters this year.
All right, which happens. Yeah, like, it's great. Like, you can, like, whenever we're doing research that has a Sonic character in it, it's the best, because we're just like, so we're thinking this, Ben, and then he'll just be like, ooh, wait, in this one Archie comic, in this one thing, I'm pretty sure this guy did this because of this, and you're just like, how the fuck? And then
I
you go-
read Archie comics when I was younger.
But also,
yeah,
it's
that
like
was the thing.
Sonic won his fight though.
Well, one of the best quotes that's ever come out of like a Death Battle cast or live stream or whatever comes from you, I think, Chad, where you said you were answering a question. The question was, how many fights does it take for people to call us biased, to consider us biased? And you said just one.
Yep.
Because really, we could make like 10 Death Battles in a row where Sonic characters win. We could. And then we
I
make
mean,
one episode after that where
One,
like
just one.
Shadow dies or something
Yeah.
like that. And then,
yeah,
all of a sudden we hate Sonic, according to
Yeah.
some viewers.
It's so funny, and the best example of that is Mario vs. Sonic. Because if you guys remember, like, especially with Screw Attack's like OG roots, and like we were always known as like the Nintendo fanboys,
Yeah.
right? And
I was the only one at that time who had like grown up with Sega as my thing.
Yeah, and like I had a Genesis, I got it later though, and like I was more Nintendo, right? And so it was so funny being branded as like the Nintendo fanboys forever, and then we put up Mario vs. Sonic. And literally it comes out and everyone's just like, well, they're just a bunch of Sega fanboys. They're just a bunch of Sega fanboys. And I was like, this is hilarious. I was like, yeah, it's how many days does it take to go from Nintendo fanboys to
That's
Sega?
what it was, days.
Just one. Like,
Yeah.
it's just absurd. But like, and we really do keep our own personal bias out of the episodes. But you know, people love a conspiracy, and they love, like, they're already going with like Pinkie Pie, Deadpool. I already see all this stuff, and it's like, oh, that's because they're secretly like closet bronies, and they're gonna make the pony win.
Oh
Or,
yeah,
like,
that happened
there's
when we
like
did Rainbow Dash too.
Yeah, like,
when we did Rainbow Dash versus Starscream, I remember there was like some movement among some of the viewers to like secretly find out which of us was the brony. Like clearly one of the people involved in Death Battle was the brony, and they were like, oh, if you go to Ben's Twitter, he was talking about My Little Pony at this point. Oh, Craig was talking about My Little Pony at this point. Clearly he's a brony. It's like, okay.
And, like, if you're a brony, cool. Like whatever.
I have nothing to do with that fight at all. And it's just
You're
like
putting it on the table right now.
But I sit next to Gerardo, who's been watching too much My Little Pony, and I see it affect him. He squealed like a young child the other day with glee.
What?
And he got like he was playing Pokemon, and he got like a Pichu, and he went, oh, and I was just like, nope. And I just like walked out of the room. I was like, I'm done with this shit.
Those things are cute.
Not as a grown like 30-year-old man. Being taken aback by a Pichu.
When was the last time you squealed? I can't even remember.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, I don't know.
Never squealed in your life.
But to answer your question
that's
about...
a hard question to answer. I don't know when the last time was I squealed. Like,
I don't know. Well, this one time I was in a forest, and then this guy surprised me, and like, never mind. I'm not gonna need that. That's a deliverance
That's
reference.
going down
real
the
dark.
direction I think it
That's
is.
a horrible deliverance reference. Sorry about it.
It's deliverance.
Sonic Mania.
Just like a pig.
Let's spin it
So
back
anyway,
for a
the
little
Sonic
bit.
That's what we
Sonic
think of the
Mania.
new Sonic games. And
Like
Torian-
Sonic
yeah.
games.
It doesn't
like,
matter because
Mania
Torian's
looks
gonna...
like it'll be a classic Sonic, and that's great. Good. Everybody who likes classic Sonic will probably like it. Wonderful.
Don't-
Torian's gonna
Alright.
have to buy them all anyway because his son's addicted to Sonic. So
Okay,
Exactly.
okay, besides that, I don't fucking care about this classic Sonic stuff, man. Like, I get it. Those games were great. The 3D games are they've been kind of rocky. I totally get it, but I hate seeing stuff go backwards. Like, I'm super excited about Crash Bandicoot, but I do not care.
what a surprise from the 3D
I don't know if
animated.
Sonic
Yeah.
Mania is necessarily a step backwards.
Yeah, it went back to the 2D because the 3D is shit. That's
Well,
what
going back to
that's-
2D isn't a step backwards
Yeah.
if they did something new with
It is
2D.
from the 3D animator's
What can they?
perspective.
Well, not only that, but what can they do new? What can they?
There,
do?
actually is a new mechanic.
Oh no, not a new mechanic.
Yeah. And also there's going to be new level design.
They
stuff
could
like
do
that.
some Fez shit.
I've got a cool idea.
Is he gonna have new shoes?
Here's what you do. Sonic gets poisoned.
Oh, that'd
and
be
you
cool.
only have a certain amount of time
I'm on this already.
to get through levels to get the antidote.
Oh, that'd be cool.
To get through the entire overall game, otherwise you lose. And that way it forces you to go fast. It's a little dark,
That'd be
but
great.
whatever. He was a fucking werewolf at one time, so
was
don't
a
tell me.
werewolf.
Change it to there's a bomb.
Yeah.
Now I like Sonic getting poisoned.
No, man,
Oh, yeah,
I
sure,
want them to
whatever.
buckle down and find their problems and kick
All right,
these
we got
3D
4
Sonic
minutes left,
off.
and I think there's one more question, so let's go ahead and get to that.
Red leader. Also, yeah, we're not going there. In a battle royale,
Count
amongst-
Chocula.
Oh, serial mascots.
Count Chocula.
Who walks away?
Count
Oh my
Chocula.
God.
Count Chocula, he's a vampire.
Yeah, it's that or the Booberry ghost
yeah.
because he's a ghost.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Captain Crunch has a ship with cannons.
I mean, yeah, but that's not going to kill
Yeah,
a
but I
ghost.
don't
Kill a
think there's. I
vampire.
don't
Sure,
think
it's not going to
there's-
kill a ghost.
I don't think there's a function in cannons. I believe they shoot like milk and like
Just
Well,
berries.
drown people in milk.
I mean,
whatever.
Yo, Tony the
Shoot
Tiger.
berries.
He's like a big ass like tiger person. He could rip some motherfuckers apart.
If he goes like feral and
Yeah,
starts attacking people.
he just starts ripping
Yeah,
arms
but
off.
Count Chocula can like turn into a bat and do
Or
vampire
dragon.
shit. Yeah, like
Can he turn into a dragon?
We've got.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go
Dracula
through-
Yeah,
can
okay,
turn
let's list
into
them
a
out.
dragon.
Let's list them out.
Okay, we got Captain Crunch, Cookie Crisp, Dog and Burglar.
he doesn't got it.
What's the Cinnamon Toast Crunch guy? The chef. We got Tony the Tiger. Count
The
Chocula.
Tricks Rabbit.
Well, that's Tricks Rabbit.
The Sugar Smacks Frog.
Dude, the Tricks Rabbit is the most depressing thing in the world, dude. Like when someone day just like, listen, just either give the rabbit Tricks or kill him. Like just end his suffering one way
Yeah,
or the
pretty
other.
much.
Yeah, it's funny
Pretty
because
rough.
all the other mascots, they get to have their cereal.
Right?
And also, well, I mean, kind of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch one, like, you know, only kids can see it or some shit like that. But
What's life cereal? Children? Okay.
or Cinnamon Life, it's just that brown kid, I think. But you know,
The bee from Honey Nut Cheerios?
yeah, he's a bee.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. What if somebody's allergic
The
to
milk
bees?
cannon will take him out.
Lucky
Charms
Charms.
and
Lucky
Leprechaun.
Charms.
See, now
Yeah.
Leprechaun. We got some
Leprechaun.
Leprechaun magic shit in here.
Yeah, but that's another situation with the Tricks Rabbit, though.
What do you mean?
No, this
He
is
was
the
always
kids
getting
have to
screwed over.
catch him to get his
Yeah.
cereal.
Yeah, it's his
Yeah,
cereal.
but he was, I guess so.
The kids are the evil
That's
ones
the
in that
same
whole
thing.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
the
the
Tricks Rabbit
kids-
was trying to hold on to the
No,
cereal.
no.
and
It's
then-
not
the
the. It's not
rabbit's
the
trying to
Trix.
get the cereal
Yeah,
from the
it's not the
kids.
Trick cereal. It's not the rabbit cereal. It is
I guess
Lucky
you're right.
cereal.
I guess you're right.
Yeah. His Lucky cereal.
But,
Lucky, we go way back.
Count
He knows him by
Chocula,
name.
if he's a vampire, I'm just gonna make him the highest vampire there is, which is Dracula.
He's
He can turn to
obviously
a
a
dragon.
vampire.
So
That's some
When did he
ridiculous
turn
scaling.
into a dragon?
He's saying because
Dracula can turn to a dragon.
He's not Dracula though.
But he's pretty
I'm
much.
just saying,
he's
the
Chocula.
highest.
Yeah, he's.
What's he gonna
Does
turn
his,
into?
does his skin also sparkle when lights hit him? Like you could make whatever the fuck rules you want for a
He
vampire.
turns into like a chocolate dragon. So what? And then the Cookie Crisp dog eats him, who then dies because chocolate is poison to dogs. But you know, so Battle Royale. Okay, those two are gone now because Torian made the dumbass suggestion that he turns into a
they're dead.
chocolate dragon.
They're dead.
Okay, but what about the ghost? The Boo Berry.
It depends on if it has an
Boo
actual
Berry?
physical
Or
Or
presence.
Frankenberry, for that matter.
Yeah, what is the ghost gonna do? He can't be hit, but he can't hit anyone.
Outlive everybody because he's a fucking ghost.
He's already dead. He's already lost.
Oh fuck! The Flintstones are in play. Chocolate
No,
Pebbles
because
and
if you
Fruity
start
Pebbles.
bringing in the Flintstones and shit, then we bring in the Disney
Yeah,
cereals
but what
too.
if you have chocolate? You have like 3 fucking mascots.
If you bring in the Flintstones, you start bringing. I mean, I guess they are. Like,
They are
Yeah,
the official.
they are the official mascots.
Yeah,
of that
well,
cereal.
Fruity
All right.
Pebbles has been around for more than a decade, so fine. I guess they
Yeah.
have been the official mascot of Fruity Pebbles for
mean,
way too
Count
long.
Chocula-
They can
Those
bring in
looking strong.
dinosaurs too. Okay, they win because they've got dinosaurs on their side.
What?
Give me a
The
break.
dinosaurs don't.
Yo.
They don't help them.
Just to throw it
Yeah,
down,
dude,
fight.
their life literally revolves around dinosaurs
to
helping
throw
them.
it down, we also need to add in the puffin for higher class families.
Oh my God.
And then lower class families, I'm sure you've been there. We can hit up the King Vitamin, maybe.
King Vitamin.
Yeah,
King
right.
Vitamin?
We've been poor before. We know
King
this
cereal comes in a
Vitamin.
bag.
He's
You know what?
delicious.
Okay.
He has an army.
We
Yeah.
got it. We gotta go.
He's
we
royal,
gotta
man.
wrap this up, but
We'll
you know
talk
what?
more.
I'm gonna say we're doing like
I
a
guess
double
someone else is
up
the
on
captain
community
now.
battles this time. If you want to let us know who you think wins the cereal roundup battle royale, you can use the hashtag DeathBattleCast. We'll talk about that next time too.
We're gonna talk about this in sudden death. We're going
Oh,
further.
that'd be
We're
great.
gonna
We can
figure
do
this
that.
out in sudden
Yeah,
death. All right.
I mean, you can still send out the hashtag, and we'll talk about that next time too. But yeah, we'll talk about that in sudden death, our first member exclusive show that comes up as well.
And outside of that, the community battle next week is Ash from Evil Dead versus Chris Redfield. Answer,
do
use
it.
the hashtag. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.